Hello everyone, I'm Greg Luke, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 164 of Factorio with the C-Block mod. We are just trying to figure out how we would manage making both brass, bronze, and solder with the same three resources basically. So, copper, tin, and lead, and zinc. The same four resources, I guess. It's just that these two use the same three. Yeah, okay. But we of course also need copper for the bronze and the brass. They just need half a belt each though. Hmm. And we need the solder for the, well, the lead for the solder. That makes sense. So if we just produce these four resources and put these on a belt, we have enough for everything with just one belt. Same with the copper and the tin and everything. The problem is when we start to need more solder, because I think this will be our first bottleneck of these resources. Because I think both brass and bronze are mainly used for machines. But then if they are, then that means we can use more of the tin for the solder itself. So at this point we would need more than a belt of tin, but we could also just use ore processing to get more ingots out of it. So yeah, I think we are just making a full belt of copper ore, a full belt of tin ore. I guess we might as well make the full belt of lead ore as well. And then we need to figure out zinc. We have a warehouse full of this, so we can keep it going for a while. And this is just chunks. So that's gonna be a big setup, but that just means we have a lot of space to make all of these things, I guess. Do we need the zinc ingots for anything else? Solder, bronze, and brass, so no. Good. Unless we make zinc powder into zinc paste, into green alien pre-artifacts, into small green alien things for very advanced power armor and stuff. So that's not really a concern right now. Good. So this is what we want to do to remake some of the stuff that we have disconnected and removed and stuff. It's pretty simple, right? Not. We will be using ore sorting or processing for a lot of this though, so some of it is not correct. All the ingot stuff. I'm not sure about lead. We don't really need a lot of lead. But let's just remove some of these. We don't have the recipe to do this yet either. Why are we making... Oh, because we get lead out of this. So it's scaling this up to make enough lead now. That's not what we want, but let's just have a look at making these ingots with processed zinc. Just oxygen in, that's pretty easy. But then we do not get lead, I guess. Oh well, that's not really a problem, is it? I don't think so. It's just that if we do the ore processing, of all of them. Yeah, with all the resources, then we get more similar setups, I think. And we can reuse a lot of it, is the idea at least. I guess we should still split all of these into their own categories, right? Because this is almost impossible to actually keep in mind. So this one will go all the way to the bottom because that has nothing to do with the rest. Same with this. This. These three have something to do with each other. And we want to do this with all of them. Let's just add one more step. Whoops. We want 15. Maybe we should just scale everything up to begin with. Let's have a look here, how it looks with... Do we want to use a lot of tin or a lot of... Wait, these are the same. Zinc. No, nickel and zinc, sorry, they're just so similar in color. So we want to do this, since we have the zinc nearby. I guess we should actually have the ingots on each of their own production blocks, lines, whatever. And then just have them input here. Which means we can have all the products in here that at least share something. Let's try that. Organization is obviously not my strongest suit, but we are trying. So bronze plate. Where's bronze? Why am I blind? Here we go. And brass. Good. Those are the things we want. And we want to produce ingots for all of them. Do we want to use zinc instead of lead? Oh, I wish I hadn't removed the old thing that showed us how much of everything we need. But we can see that here in a short while, I think. So that's for solder. That's for bronze. And that's for brass. So here we need a lot of both zinc and tin, but not a lot of copper. But that's because we're doing this stuff. For these we obviously need a lot more. No, we actually need the same amounts. So I sort of like these recipes. But what would a higher tier brass look like with lead? But we can get these amounts just with ore processing pretty easily. And then we can also scale everything up. So this means we don't even need lead in here. Isn't that a lot easier? We get the same amount out of it, but that's fine. If we're making the sink anyway for the other things, we might as well utilize it here as well. If it just means adding ore processing to it. Sure thing. We can figure this one out without adding it to a production line, I think. But maybe just having it anyway means that I won't forget to take it into account. We need the recipe for this. Hopefully we can get that. Sink, smelting, yes please. Good. And then again, these should go to the bottom. And this should go out there, and again, these should go to the bottom. Good. So these just take the inputs of these. And I don't want to really move that into smaller bits. We're just copy pasting it from somewhere else. This should be easy. This should be easy as well. Though it's just a larger setup, that's fine. And these will take by themselves. So this is our first goal, making all three of those. Brass, bronze, and solder. And I guess we want to decide if we want to move this somewhere else, move it up, or just leave it where it is. Because we're basically going to make this exact same setup for a new lead plate setup at some point. If we remove it from here. It would be nice to not have this extra space. This would have to be moved as well. This is removed. I'm just trying to figure out how much space we need and how much we can make. So this is 6 columns by itself. 2 of these things. Would we rather have that in a different sort of setup? Where we just have this at the front of these? Because these are just outputting out into this anyway. It could just come from the back. Then we would just need the fuel to come down the sides of this chunking setup. And we would need to figure out how to get sulfuric wastewater past this as well. I sort of like that idea, just because this would be a lot narrower. So yeah, just 2 columns wide instead of more than 3. And then we would just use 4 columns for the zinc production instead of more than 6. New ideas. It makes these, well, this part of that setup a little bit different, of course. So we aren't just reusing the same blueprint for this as we are for the tier or the non-chunking stuff for these things. Which is why I started doing it like this. But adding this to the length instead of wasting all of this space seems like a good idea to me. So with that idea, we need 4 columns for zinc, 2 columns for tin, and 2 columns for copper. So 8 columns in total to make 3 different outputs. Yep. 8 columns. Can we find the space for that? Let's say we move this up a bit, then we just have a little bit extra here. Then we have 1 column. This will be moved. This is just iron, those are gone, so 2, 3 columns. This is tin plate. I guess we would move those as well then. So that's 6 columns. And then we have iron for steel. And those 4 columns are a little bit in the way. If we did it further down, we could remove this, so 2 columns. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns easily. And this is just our old aluminium setup. This needs to go anyway. This, of course, needs to be moved somewhere else, and that's fine. Do we want anything else? Do we need anything for these recipes? It would be nice if you can see from these if we have the recipe and didn't have to actually go in here and have a look. But I don't think we need anything else. Let's just get that. Okay, so if we go all the way down to this area, we can easily get our 8 columns of resources. Then we are just waiting a bit with moving all of this stuff. And if we then just go and remove all of this and then later move all of these things, then we still have the problems of all the holes. And then our new multi-production setup isn't really where we want it to be anyway. That's why I want to move everything already. But on the other hand, we're gonna get new recipes at some point that are not gonna fit in here, so we will probably get extra space. Who knows? Let's just build a new setup down instead of the old aluminium chunking setup. So this stuff, right? Brass, aluminium, yes. Do we have robots here? Not really. Not even down here. No, that's a bit sad. But I guess we just want all of this marked for deconstruction. All of the pumps are already marked, but they're actually still pumping. That's a bit annoying. Why is it everything else that gets marked for deconstruction, like a belt, actually stops moving? But pipes and stuff doesn't? Oh well. So I guess of my efforts to remove all of those pumps or mark them for deconstruction is just not worth it. We might as well remove this as well. Those ingots are not used for anything anymore, right? They are for brass, but we're replacing that. And up here they went into something. Bronze, and we're removing that as well. And making a new setup. So yes, we can easily just get rid of this. Now, where would we make a cut if we actually wanted this to empty out? I guess we would just go and actually remove the water pumps manually. Or with nanobots, I guess. All of this has been marked. That's good. But this copper ingot setup, needs to go as well. So that's those two. And this can stay for a while, I guess. The steel. How come these are actually not working? Maybe I'm wrong about it not working. Wait, this... Is this not for steel? No, it's not. Never mind. So if we actually mark that for deconstruction, it is slowly draining all the water here. Okay, I guess we were just connected to another pump, which probably looked at this pipe after deconstructing this one. So we shouldn't worry about this continuing. No, these are empty like we expected them to be. Good, good. Okay, we would like this to actually run for a bit then to empty out. But we probably don't have the patience for that. But I can just start doing some of this with nanobots, I guess. We need to do everything with nanobots anyway. And nanobots are actually not affected by resources on belts, I don't think. Can we do this without marking all of the belt? I guess we can. And everything down to this area should be removed, so we can just continue. Let's stick to these things. What is this yellow stuff? What does that indicate? Is it just... wait. Construction area? Yeah, it is. Never mind. So we have robots that can help us. Why does this look so greenish to me? Maybe it's just... oh, it is a green. Usually, not yellow. Okay, my bad. It just looks green-yellow on the sand, I guess. Never mind. Okay, let's get this going. Dang it. Of course we run out now. We need a warehouse for all of this junk that we're removing anyway. So... let's just put it in the middle of nowhere. Where we hopefully don't need to move it anytime soon. And I guess we will put my usual stuff in chests. Oops, that's junk. Do need those. And that's all I need, I guess. Maybe this would be fast if we just ran back and forth once. Ah, that can't be true. We need to drop off stuff before the robots drop it again. The difference between junk and useful stuff here seems to be very low. And I still need to keep my nanobots. Now, we could probably get some help if we actually added roboports here and just extended the network from down here. This is one network, though, without any robots. How far down do we need to go before we have a proper network? Down to here, or up to there? Maybe we'll just keep doing what we're doing then. And we need to empty out again. Okay. And that has got power for whatever reason. I guess we should just drag that all along. Are removing this, we're not removing this. No. Also, I think we do want robots to actually help us here. But of course I've deposited everything we need for that. So we can also just connect the robot networks from up north to down south. That should also be helpful, I think. Of course I've blocked all of this stuff. Are these actually in the exact same position for every setup? They are. Wish I had placed them a little bit different then. And we're out. Great. Let's go grab some more, because the robots can take down the rest of this while we work on setting some new stuff up, I think. Because yeah, there's a lot that needs to be deconstructed here. We still need a radar up here somewhere, so let's put those in. So I want roboports and I want more radars, I guess. And possibly more robots. And since we've torn down a lot of tier 1 electrolyzers, I guess we need a lot of tier 2s as well, but we don't have the space for that right now. So that will wait. We need more of these as well. And I said robot stuff. And what else did I say? More construction robots. And maybe that's it then. That did not connect everything. That did. So now we have a lot of robots here, good. And they can help with a lot of this stuff. If we just put more in here as well. I only took 10 of course, so I actually need to be a little conservative with these. And if we take one of these that do not remove power poles and roboports and stuff, Where are robots? Wait, that's a whitelist. Let's blacklist them. So everything else is taken. And let's not remove our Cliff's explosives down here just yet. Maybe we should. Let's do it. After that comes a lot of other stuff that also needs to be removed. That was for silver. But maybe we just start here. What's this? River cliffs, okay. Good. And we should add some storage nearby all of this, of course. These will be removed manually at some point, I think. Okay, then it would actually be nice with even more roboports. But let's make some space for ourselves then, because then we can also bring more electrolyzers. Good. Oh, that's not a lot. Red circuits. Always red circuits. I think this is supposed to be it. Why do we have these red boards out here? Are they used for anything else? Substrate or something? No. I can't spell. Eh? Why does this come when I search for substrate? I'm not sure. That's not what I want. What are these called? Stop it. Whoops. It is called substrate. Why can't I find it? Advanced, maybe. Why can I not search this? That's so weird. We only need it for these, so why are they on the bus? Oh well, that's not for now. Let's just try. No, I'm not gonna remember either, but let's try to, I guess. Why are these not working? This is not green circuits. Wait, this was solder. But this is not solder. Solder on this belt, whatever on this belt. This belt is green, okay. And we're not making more green because of solder, probably. Because we need solder for these. Or something. For this, yeah. So solder is a big problem now. Okay, good to know. So we're not getting more roboports until we make more solder. Let's grab some electrolyzers. Good. And I could just take some red circuits from here. This should be prioritized over everything else, right? So when I put this in, this should get everything. Not while taking other things though, but should be fine still. We actually need 20 red circuits for each of these, so let's just go with these 4 that we have. We can always use range extend or zone extenders if we really want to. We need a lot more charging than this, but that's just how it is. We could add some, but I don't really feel like it. We wanted to put it out here. Okay. So the robots should slowly take care of this. And while they do that, we will start producing whatever we need next. And we could actually just have reused a lot of this. But that is too late now. Let's get it out of here instead. Or maybe just cancel deconstruction here. No, we need a lot of it gone actually. We need underground belts and pipes instead of all this. So I guess we should allow our nanobots to work within robot range. So we can take care of this a little bit faster. Oh, these are not short of course, so we cannot fit the offshore pumps in, that's fine. But everything else should go. Oh yeah, and we've also added clarifiers since we built these, so it doesn't really fit in anymore. We don't really have to build all of this though. We could just focus on building the water supply. I'm not sure how much we want to build at the top here. This can take up 2 columns by itself. This can take up 2 columns. And this can take up 4 columns that we need to build from the startup. So only 4 columns of the normal setup here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. And again, we just needed 4 of these. We're probably gonna need a lot more underground build as well, because everything here was built with normal build before. But we'll get there. Okay, so these 4 were for copper and ink tin. And we need all of this gone as well. Especially these belts that will be mixed. Though this is for copper, we actually need that. We just don't need it past this point. This was iron going to catalysts, maybe? No, into steel. That's fine. We have dedicated setups for all of that. Good. Do we want to move this though? We could go all the way to the top of this. But then we are allowed to use the space all the way down to here, I guess. So, probably not. We're not gonna fit anything in between those belts anyway, other than maybe a belt for fuel or something. We have charging pads somewhere. We do in a chest somewhere, but I'm not sure I want to spend the time to find that. They're actually going all the way down here to charge. I guess that makes sense. It's just way too far. Especially since they then move up across all of this and lose that charge before they get there, I think. So more charging pads would be nice. We have 82 somewhere. Can we find those? Or should we just leave it as it is? I will if I can't find anything. Oh, they're also using the storage chests. That's stupid. We have a few here. And we have a lot here. Good. That should help a lot, I think. Okay. Now, there might actually be power poles in the middle of all of this. That wasn't removed before. That could be a problem. But I think we removed all of this manually before doing the robopods. Yeah, we did. So I hope it is fine. It all looks correct at least. Of course, some of these recipes needs to be updated. Stereotype. So this will make the cover for everything. Yes, that's fine. Then we need tin, which is stereotype and bobmonium. And the output of these really do not need to go where they went before. And this all needs to go. Don't want to remove this warehouse with robots. We have a heck of a lot of zinc in here that we need to use before we actually produce more. So we need to think that in somehow. Also have more copper, but that should be usable. Not really, only for this. But we can figure that out as well. All 4,500 robots are still working. Most of them are probably just going towards the charging points, and that makes sense. And then going for resources and chests far away. Now, we still need solder to actually keep our base running. And that is what we're working on, right? We actually need zinc for that as well. Okay. But we still need all of this managed a little bit better. So maybe we should just start removing everything around this warehouse. This was used for the aluminium here, so this can go as well. We have so much deconstructing to do. We should just make a reminder for ourselves in a new block about metal catalysts. And then maybe just consider them while working on all of this. Because I wouldn't like to make dedicated setups for all of this. But maybe we have to, I'm not sure. Oh no. Let's actually keep these for now. We've already moved this, that's fine. This went to steel, I think. Yes. But it's not really needed, but it comes from somewhere, of course. This setup. And we don't really need that anymore either. But we're not removing it right now. What do we have here? Storage. Oh, that's for the... what is it called? Cliff explosives. A lot of this stuff is obviously useful, but I am not gonna try and keep everything separated just yet until we have everything stored. Actually, all of this could just go in there as well. And I just want a little bit for myself. Oh well. Still have some nanobots left, good. So this is only synced now. This is not getting power. It isn't really important, but let's just try and keep it up. Okay. I guess we should then work on this stuff. I don't think I want to keep this here. And we don't really want this here, even though I said I wanted to keep it for a bit. But maybe we can keep this a little bit longer. I just want to have a look at our other setups of this type up here. They are in the exact same spot. They have this stuff afterwards that I guess we can copy paste. Why are we using tier 1s? Oh, we're using tier 1s here, but tier 2s up there. That's fine. And I guess we can just steal the rest. No, we only need ingots here, so there's no reason for most of this. We do need the oxygen though, and for some reason we've made I have made mistakes up here in this setup. Oh yeah, because I copy pasted over it and didn't fix everything. Let's just go do that while I remember. And then I guess it's time to decide if we actually want to run a separate fuel belt here, or if we should just run 1 or 2 belts here and then 1 belt of charcoal as well, that we just keep topped up at all times. I think that's better, because then we aren't really trying to restrict ourselves to having this exact length of ore processing and stuff. And I think that's gonna be annoying at some point. So let's not think this into the new builds. So we just need to turn this. This is not correct. Is this supposed to go in? Yes, it is. Good. I think I should have put a lot more charging pads down. Going up north at least, since we're taking from chests up there. Did I not put them in a chest around here? Or do we just not have any more? We might have used them. No, there's 39 in here somewhere. That should still help a little bit. So we need just 2 blast furnaces to turn this into ingots. I just want to have a look if we have 15 of this coming in. Which we do. Then we need 3 of these to get 2.5. And we would just scale that up to 4. Couldn't this be cut a little bit shorter if we just put this in here? I think so. But I'm not sure if I actually want to do that. Probably not. Let's just continue with this. And then we need oxygen and 4 of these. This should just match up with the middle of these. That should be good. How we... Oh, we're getting this out here, of course. And now I'm realizing these could just input directly into these. That just wouldn't work as well up here because we need the plate stuff. Do we want to use a more custom setup here then? I think we do. Why do we not have power? Now we do, never mind. Because we can have all of these over here. And then we can still have this here. And we need to take care of the oxygen input though. Let's just ensure that first of all. Okay, and then transfer, 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 transfer. How to power then? Like that. That seems okay. We're not outputting large amounts of this, no. We're inputting more, or better, or larger amounts. Like that. Like that. And then we should still... Well, we can't directly use this, but we can figure something out. I need this part at least. It needs to go in there in the middle of everything. That's a little bit annoying. Could just do something like this. That seems like waste though. So instead we could do something like this. That's not gonna work in both sides though. And we need to burn that, that's fine. And then the air input need to go here, I guess. Is this actually any better than just... No, it's not. So this has the same footprint and is simpler. Of course, actually doing this would be better. And we fit that in both sides then, is always the big question. Bottom one is the oxygen. So we can't really fit this in here, because we need the output The output can go underground though. Then it's just not that symmetric. It looks fine though. Overall. It would just be so nice if you could mirror the outputs of this. I would also just put this down here. Fine, let's do that. It's not gonna be great anyway, so let's stop wasting time. We need fuel here though. I forgot. I think that means we need to move everything out a little bit. Just enough to have a fuel line here, so we don't even need this much. And let's keep it there anyway, I don't want to... We don't even need it out here though. We need to get it into both of these. So fuel in and outputs should all be good. Stop it. I want more of these. These of course need angled. And then that should all be good. The output here should probably be angled as well, since we need a lot of ingots coming out here. And we might even need more inserters than this, but we'll figure that out. Let's grab a few underground belt if we can find it. There's 7 in here. That's better than nothing, I guess. How much do we have in the network? 2,800, so we should be able to find something somewhere. All of these chests probably only have one thing in them, but that's fine. That makes it a little bit easier to actually find stuff. I have red underground here. That's not what I want, though. Here we go. This isn't needed, right? No. So can remove that as well. Just need this to empty out before this can be removed. Or I could go do that, all of that manually, of course. Where is our junk warehouse? Oh, that wasn't really junk, though I never really use it. So we want charcoal in here. Oh, we actually need that to connect stuff, okay. Let's keep that then. And then just add that. Sure thing. Okay, so we actually want to add a belt of charcoal out here. And I guess we want that to run all the way from the top. Yeah, let's just make something right here. At least to begin with. So we're meant to do this a couple of places throughout this just to keep this build full, because this is a lot less power dense than this is. And that's all fine. Good. So we have charcoal coming. Going in here, good. And why do we not have stereotype here? Because we haven't put in any filters, I guess. We just had what was on the belts. That makes sense. Do we have filters here? Yes. Even with coal already in it. These are also correct, so we could fill those up as well with filters. We don't have that many with coal left though. Do we have somewhere with more filters? No, normal filters. Let's just take all of these and bring to the warehouse. Yes, it's me who has to do it anyway. The robots won't do it. And we need... wait, power? Okay, we were just waiting on robots. Also, the pipes are not done yet, because the robots are slow. And they are bringing the logistic extenders, zone extenders, from far away, I guess. Are we out of power poles? We really shouldn't be. No, we have 500 in the network. I guess they're just slow then. They should find the way back, I think, so this is all good. Okay. And yes, we're waiting for this stuff. Can I do something about that? I'm sure I can. Do I want to do something about that then? They are not all going up here for power poles, right? No. At least I don't think so. Okay, that's all powered now, so now the robots should get their asses moving. Good. And we should see Stereotype coming back in here soon. And we have this ready. Good. We're not gonna put that anywhere really, because I don't know how large the other setups are going to be. And that's all good. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode, so thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.